How'd you do, everyone? The lawn gnome is here.
Hello.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash.
The monster mash.
And do my graveyard
Then you
smash.
can mash.
You'll catch on in a flash.
Then you can mash.
Then you can monster mash.
Welcome to the 2015 Up From the Underground Halloween double feature. Because of the fact that I have been seeing a lot of films for the first time thanks to the Great Film Throwback Project, I felt that it was only necessary that the Halloween double feature special should include two scary / creepy / standoffish films and seeing them for the first time. So I have got two true classics for you, and we're going to start off the first one, which is an Alfred Hitchcock movie, the legend of all horror films, Psycho, starring Janet Leigh, Vera Miles, and of course, the late Anthony Perkins. This movie you all know about. A movie that came out in 1960, put back into black and white when color was now officially the big thing in film, and along comes Alfred Hitchcock, who has already done his great deal of movie making, but then he said, let me give the people something that they are truly going to remember. He goes back to the black and white, and he shows nothing but unconventional things that people never saw in movies before. You want to talk about movies breaking boundaries? Well, Psycho is one that truly did break the boundaries. It had everything from partial nudity to non-married people lying in a bed together, to strong female leads. Even though there were some that were emerging, Hitchcock was known for the strong female lead. Basically saying, I don't need a big burly man to take care of me, I'm gonna take care of myself. It's a fantastic horror story. Anthony Perkins is one of those villainous characters that I love in the world of cinematic villainy. He's not necessarily a scary guy, but the way that he acts and the way that he carries himself and the way that he is portrayed throughout the film, he's just one of those truly evil people that you just love because you want to see what he's going to do next. It's got the shower scene, it's got that creepy violin score, it's got the Bates Motel house on the hill in the darkness. Everything that you may not have seen yet from this movie, you know everything about this legendary horror film. And of course, a man who truly loves his mother. I highly recommend that you see Psycho. It had a couple of dull points, but I was enjoying this movie from beginning to end. And it is also one of those movies that you truly need to see from beginning to end, because it just has so many things that unless you've watched it from the very beginning, you're not going to understand it, you're not going to follow it. And I truly love movies like that because that is just true, wonderful screenwriting. And I am thrilled that I finally saw this Alfred Hitchcock classic, and it is truly one that I would share with anybody. It's not necessarily entirely scary, especially for the types of films that we get these days, but when you see this movie, you are just going to be awestruck with what you see because you're going to realize that this movie, this simple black and white, very quick watch of a movie, is what paved the way for horror films in general. So, I am going to be giving Psycho 3.5 out of 4. And now let's take a look at a movie that came out a little bit later, in 1975. A movie that is considered to be the very first cult classic. And what a cult classic. I'm talking about that crazy musical, The Rocky Horror Picture Show, starring Barry Bostwick, Susan Sarandon, and one of my all-time favorite character actors, the legendary Tim Curry. I'm just gonna say this right now. I have no idea what that movie is about, but do I really have to care? The movie itself is just a visual, musical spectacle. The minute the songs start, you just smile and you want to tap your feet. You want to dance the time warp in your basement or your living room or wherever it is you're watching this movie. And when the music stops, you get a little upset, because you just want the next song to show up and start playing. And I only knew about the time warp. I didn't know about any of the other songs in this movie, but now I love them and I just cannot stop singing them. It is one of the most amazingly crazy, bizarre musicals that I have ever seen. And Will I see this movie again? I would say that if I found it on television, I would definitely sit and watch it for a little while, but it's not a movie that I would want to really own because, again, it's not really the movie that drives this, it's really the music and the visuals that drives the Rocky Horror Picture Show. But would I want to see it if it ever came to Broadway, or if I actually managed to watch one of those cult midnight showings where people are actually acting out the film on a stage? Oh yeah, I would love to actually witness something like that. I've officially put that on my bucket list. And I'm also very happy about the fact that I've seen this movie because it is amazing to see, very much like, and this is going to be a weird comparison, very much like Casablanca, I now know so many pop culture references from that movie, and I never would have guessed in a million years that that was where they came from. And now I know. And I'm very glad that I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Those songs are memorable. Tim Curry in that movie is without a doubt one of the most hilariously amazing spectacles in that entire film. I adored Tim Curry in every shape or form, but as Dr. Frankenfurter, he truly takes the cake. And if he died tomorrow, knowing that I have seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, because of the fact that I've seen so many other movies and I've seen so many other television shows that he was a part of, whether he was actually in person or lent his voice, I will definitely say that that is the greatest performance of his career. I am going to be giving the Rocky Horror Picture Show, also, 3.5 out of 4. The reason why I'm not giving it the perfect 4, because I enjoyed it so much, is just because of the fact that the rest of the movie, when it's not really showing a musical number, is something that I really don't care about. There you go, guys. 2 movies perfect for the Halloween theme. I highly recommend that you see each of these, if not once. I have a strange feeling that you will probably want to end up seeing them multiple times, because I know that I will. And I'll see you guys next Halloween, but for now, stay safe, have a great one, and actions speak louder than words.